job. We've got episode a lot, Q&A number 4. I blanked, obviously, on how many episodes we've done because we've just done an uber amount of content. Sorry we're a little late on the Q&As. Typically, we try and get them on Sundays. We're on Begley time sometimes, and that's okay. Begley time makes us a few days late. We'll try and stay on them a little bit more, but you just never know. You never know with Begley.
Does it feel like a lot, though, to you guys? I feel like I just did my quarterback rankings. Honestly.
We're supposed to be pumping these things out, man. We're just waiting on you.
Whoa, time out. Does Goni sound like he's in a blender?
Yes.
Okay, Goni.
Oyster blender, too.
Take you a second, buddy. Take you a second and figure out what's happening.
I don't know.
Oh, sure. Lord. Sounds like you're in a blender, my guy.
Huh.
It's like he's calling from an underground bunker. It's awful.
We'll let him finagle with that for a second. We got the usual suspects with us. We got Goni. And we got Beggs. Goni's just going to stare at his screen and hope his mic gets better.
Is it working now?
Hey, man, unplug it and plug it back in.
It's like his mic has smoked an entire pack of Marlboro Reds before he hopped on. Good Lord, Goni.
Oh Lord, I'm getting motion sickness from his laptop moving back and forth.
It's episode a lot, and we're still having tech difficulties, man.
Hey, these things happen.
Oh Lord, man, figure it out, Gon. What in the world?
Dude, we were just on for 15 minutes and no complaints.
I can hardly hear them. Like, it's so bad.
It's awful, and I don't want to splice this out. I want the people to hear what we got to deal with off. For once, I want people to hear what I deal with off camera. So we're keeping every second of this until you figure this out, Goni.
Bro, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Dude, you're gonna blow some tweeters out in the car, Wayne. You can't keep this.
He's just staring at me. If you're looking at this on Spotify, Goni's literally staring at me, expecting me to magically pop through the camera and fix his mic. Dude, fix it. I can't do anything about it. It's your mic.
I don't know what to tell you. Man. What do you want from me?
To fix your mic? I've been pretty clear on what I want from you.
Please.
Did he unplug his camera to fix his mic? I'm confused.
I was to say, did he just power down the whole system?
Is it any better?
Yes. Yeah, but way better.
He just
Holy crap. I'm baffled by you guys that we've been sitting here waiting on Beggs. I literally been talking to you, Wayne, for at least 20 minutes now waiting on Beggs, and this is the first you've mentioned of that, and I hadn't done
it wasn't happening. Obviously, I would have mentioned it before we hit record button.
I mean, then I don't understand.
Mad Mom, enjoy that solid 2.5 minutes of technical difficulties that I'm 100% keeping in the podcast.
This is our editor-in-chief here, not bringing things together for us.
Anyways, obscure rank from Barstool Sports again today. So we got the ugliness rankings, right? And Kentucky was in the top 10. Kentucky made another top 10 appearance in a not so good ranking, but this time, and I got scorned from some West Virginia guys for saying that they should be in the top 10 of the ugliness, but they weren't. So West Virginia people listening, you are not only in the top 10, you are the number one for this one, and this is not me saying it. It is Barstool Sports.
This is me backing it up, though. I called that. I called it. West Virginia sucks.
Top 10 states that shower the least. West Virginia's number 1. Kentucky's number 2. New York is number 3.
No way.
I swear to you.
Let's go.
I swear to you, Mad Mom. West Virginia 1, Kentucky number 2, New York number 3. Hey,
that's awesome.
Hey, I can tell you this.
I can couple days between showers.
I can tell you this. If I'm working from home, can confirm.
Can't confirm as well.
But that being said,
I'm on baby bonding.
That being said, when I'm at work, I shower every day. We got a bunch of coal miner boys, I know West Virginia. They work hard. We shower after we work, and there's a lot of hard-working people down here. But, hey, if we ain't working, we ain't showering.
Facts.
It's going to take, if I'm not going to work and I'm at home, it's going to take a nice, I might have to do some lawn work or something to demand a shower. So, at Barstool, I mean, you kind of hit the nail on the head. If I'm at work, I'm showering every single day. If I'm not at work, You might as well move Kentucky to number. I'll move the needle myself up to number 1.
Don't move to New York. I'm a former New Yorker, and it's just way too expensive and way more strict than a West Virginia or a Kentucky. So
And
you're
they're
not
stinky.
missing out on anything.
And they're stinky as well.
Yeah, they're stinky as well. Exactly. Yeah.
All right, Q&A number 4. We're getting down and dirty with these things. I love them. I'm going to pass it. Well, do we have more Facebook questions this week, or do we have more Reddit questions? Or do we have any Reddit? Do we have any Facebook?
Yeah, we're locked and loaded on the Facebook. How about Reddit bags?
We have Reddit ones, but we may have to make them a second episode. Goni's pretty loaded.
Well, we could just ping pong back and forth a little bit for a minute if that's what you want to do.
We'll drop. Oh, I'm wild, boys. We'll drop 2 Q&As this week if we need to. I mean, it might take a few days to get Begley back on the horn.
Yeah, 7-day lead time.
Yeah, but I mean, if we can get Begley back on the horn, in a day or two, I'll drop as many Q&As as possible. We'll pump those out the door as much as we can. Goni, do you want to lead off with some Facebook jammies?
Sure. Let's set it off with a question from Levon Carradine.
Oh, man, he's already screwing up the pronunciation of the name. Lord, you should have found a John Smith to start off with.
He should have kept his
Levon Carradine.
Blame it on that.
This is a 12-team superflex that he's debating. He got offered Jamar Chase and Jalen Hurts for Josh Allen. This is a 12-team superflex.
Snap call. Oh,
6-point touchdown.
Oh, yeah, snap call, 100%.
Snap call.
Jamar Chase, he's a young stud. Jalen Hurts, it's a dynasty superflex, so obviously quarterbacks are worth more. Josh Allen's going to be number 1, but take out your worst wide receiver and throw in Jamar Chase, and you're looking at least a 12-ish point differential per week. Jalen Hurts is not going to be far from Josh Allen with his legs. The only iffy side of Jalen Hurts is you don't know where he's going to be next year or what he's going to be next year, whether it's a starting quarterback for Philadelphia again or a bench warmer for somebody else. But I will say, in my opinion, Jalen Hurts is going to be a stud this year. So whatever you're getting going from your worst starting receiver to Jamar Chase will net you more points than what you're losing going from Josh Allen to Jalen Hurts this year, in my opinion.
His lineup, he's actually got his starting lineup thrown in here.
Beautiful. Hey, way to come prepared.
It would be, right now, it's Josh Allen, King Henry, Leonard Fournette, Debo, Tyreek, Darren Waller, Austin Eckler in the flex, Mike Evans in the flex, and Patrick Mahomes in the super flex. That's a call for me. Like I'm with you on that, Wayne. I'm taking the trade, especially if you have. I mean, Jalen Hurts will more than likely be your super flex quarterback, and Mahomes will go to your QB spot. But give me that, and you're putting Jamar Chase.
This
in.
man's in a
That's
12-team super flex, and his team's loaded.
Loaded.
How did he manage that squad?
Probably just years of good trades.
Good on you, man. Good on you, man. That's a squad. Yeah, I'd snap call that, especially with the team you're working with. You make a great team even better somehow.
Beggs, you got anything to add on it?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I snap call. I think Jalen Hurts is high enough character that he'll stick around somewhere in the league, even if it's not with Philly in a few years.
Expert analysis.
Cool.
All right, moving on to the next question.
Yeah. All right, set it off.
Lord, hey, man, we got Beggs on the horn, and we're only getting 50% Beggs for some reason. You all right, man?
Must
you
be
good?
sleepy. We've done 4 a.m. shows. It's 10:06 right now, and the man is sleepy already.
Let's go, man. Let's do it. Next one.
Oh, coming. All right, I thought we were ping-ponging
He
back and
literally
forth.
said you're ping-ponging back and forth, and we're just waiting on the
no
Reddit
biggie.
question.
Yeah.
He's unprepared. He's unprepared.
Yeah. Go with the Facebook question next.
Unprepared.
Fair enough. We have a return questionnaire. Ronnie Pompeo, Superflex 12 team. He wants to know if you're holding Jimmy G and waiting for a trade, or would you drop him to pick up Mitch Trubisky? It's a bench depth question. None of these guys will be starters for him. Which one would you rather have?
Take the starter. Jimmy G is not going to start for the 49ers. They're very slow moving him. Best case scenario, Jimmy G goes to I don't know.
Where? Carolina?
Where
maybe?
the Carolina? Well, Carolina's kind of wanted to see what Sam Darnold does with CMC, I think, but I don't. Maybe the Browns. I don't think Deshaun Watson's going to be playing any snaps for them this year. Personally, I mean,
That's only if Baker absolutely decides to.
Baker's petty, dude. Baker's petty.
Yeah.
And I fully stand behind his pettiness. I mean, they did that man dirty. So when I say he's petty, I'd be petty too. I think Jimmy G's best location he can go to is Cleveland, and that's a big maybe. Give me the day one starter with Mitch Trubisky, and I'm a Mitch Trubisky hater. Just give me the guy that's going to be on the field.
That's fair. I mean, I'd probably, in my situation, I think that I would actually hold Jimmy. I'd rather hold Jimmy than pick up Trubisky. I just don't know with the whole Pickett selection that they took if he sees the field this year. I know right now it's looking like, Trubisky is probably going to be the starter, but you never know. I mean, he might get hurt. He might come in and be terrible. They, lose 5 or 6 of their first, 8, 9 games or so. They might be looking to turn it over to Kenny Pickett. So I think Jimmy's going to be a starter wherever he goes next. It's probably not going to be pretty, though. So really, flip a coin, really, honestly. Whoever you like more in your heart, Ronnie, just go with that guy, and you're probably going to get the same production.
Ronnie, I'll give you a clear cut. I'm taking Mitch. We know for a fact Jimmy G is not starting as of right now, and we know for a fact that Mitch Trubisky is starting right now. Goni's right. Things change, but as of this point in time, one of them is going to be on the field for the first snap of the season, and one of them is not. Take that one. Take the one that's going to be on the field, in my opinion.
I like Jimmy G. To me, Trubisky, he's going to lose the job to Kenny Pickett. I mean, unless he comes in and is an absolute stud this year, which he probably won't be. Odds are, Jimmy is a guy who will probably get a small contract, 2 to 3 year contract, play somewhere, to kind of be a bridge QB down the future. Trubisky's already been relegated to backup once. I like Jimmy G. He's been there. He's done it. Went to the NFC Championship game last year.
Off the backs of a great defense, though.
So no doubt about it. No doubt about it. But there's a talent in not screwing it up. That's true.
That's true. You got the next one, or you want me to keep it rolling?
I got the next one. Dynasty Punter says he's got a 12-team PPR. He's thinking about offering up a 2022 first-round pick. It's the number 3 pick, the 1.03, and a 2023 one, likely top half, to get CeeDee Lamb. So 2 ones for CeeDee Lamb and 2 high ones for CeeDee Lamb.
No. This man is obviously in a rebuild, right? We can assume that from his number 3 pick, and he's already saying it's likely going to be a high pick next year. With the number 3 pick in the draft this year, you have your choice of any receiver. We're going to assume it's Drake London. Is that fair?
It's fair.
Drake London is in a very good position to be successful. He's on a crap offense, I get it, but he's the guy to throw to in Atlanta. And I think that Drake London's output this year is just it's definitely lower than CeeDee Lamb's for sure, but you're rebuilding, and for the 1 trillionth time, I love the 2023 class. Whoever you can get out of the 2023 paired with Drake London, I'm all about point totals. Whoever you're getting out of the 2023 in the first half plus Drake London is going to outweigh what CeeDee Lamb can give you this year. And he's not in win now mode, so you're okay tanking another year to get a piece of that 2023 higher than just half, in my opinion.
Goni, what do you think?
I mean, really, I don't think I could have said it better myself. Like he said, this is completely different if you are a contender or you're on the cusp. Like he said, though, if you're picking at the 103 and you're projecting yourself to be in the top half of next year, you need all the pieces you can get, man. Go ahead and take your, like he said, take your receiver. Maybe Walker will fall to you or something like that.
That'd be nice.
But yeah,
that'd be nice.
Take your guy, take whoever you believe in, wide receiver wise, out of the guys that are going to be there, and then go ahead and you're going to want to keep your top half pick next year as well. You just need to add pieces. This is a rebuild. It usually takes a year or two at least. Maybe you hit on some good, free agent acquisitions, make a couple good trades, and you're back in the swing of things. But CeeDee Lamb's not going to get you there right away.
Yep. Yeah, dynasty punter. Try to get. I mean, if you can get CD plus, maybe a back end first round pick this year. But I agree. You need to start piling pieces.
Maybe get like I would do it for maybe like the 103 and like a 2023 second round pick, because I mean if your second round is going to be like a 103, 104, that still has a decent value for in next year's class. But I definitely wouldn't do top half 2022 and 2023 picks for him.
Yeah, I think it's in a vacuum a pretty fair trade, just not for. I don't think it's ideal for him.
Yeah, you're exactly right. He's obviously in a rebuild, so
yeah,
we're making that assumption. It's just a safe assumption, but yeah, you're right. It's not an unfair trade. It's just for his situation. I think he just needs to hold.
Agreed.
Boys, Anthony Hartman says, "What's up, nerds? How many seasons in until you give up on your hopeful breakouts?"
2.
So how many years do you believe in a guy to break out before you just throw in the towel on him?
Well, let me ask you this question. Has CeeDee Lamb broke out yet, do you guys think?
Yeah, he's been a WR2.
He's returned to value. He's returned to value. He hasn't had the massive breakout like you expect out of him and what you're hoping for, but I mean,
he said, "What's up?" He said, "What's up, nerds?"
So then a better breakout candidate would be who?
Gabe Davis. It's not necessarily, everyone has their own guys they believe in. Like me, I'm saying Mike
Gabe Davis. You know what I mean?
What's that?
But you didn't use a high draft pick on Gabe Davis, right?
No, you're right. But even think about it from even like a redraft perspective. Okay. You have guys going in that you want to target that might be later on that you are expecting the breakout on, and they let you down. For me, it's 2. It's 2, just like Wayne on that.
Let's look at this from a different perspective. We're looking at players that were waiting to break out this year. He's probably obviously sitting on somebody that he has high draft capital in, or have traded some good pieces away to get, with fingers crossed.
Yes.
What type of player are you selling right now? Like, are you done with? Like, he had a lot of spice behind him, but it's just time to move on from him. He's just not going to be that dude for you. Move on from him type of character. I'm thinking like a
Chase Claypool.
That is literally a perfect example. He's not going to be that dude.
Juju Smith-Schuster is another one for me. I know you have renewed confidence in him this year. Well, not you. I say you as a generality, but like a lot of people like Juju again and have the renewed confidence because he's playing with Patrick Mahomes or whatever. And not I, sir, not I.
I'm kind of that way with Miles Sanders. I'm selling him heavy this year, but a lot of people have him ranked higher.
I think to answer the question, Jerry Jeudy's another one, right? He's coming into that window. People are going to start losing patience. If the advanced metrics are there and their situation causes them to not be effective, but the player is still good, like in Judy's case, right? He's notorious for his man-to-man separation. He gets open. He just hasn't anybody give him the ball. Claypool's a different story, man. Like Claypool's a guy I'm trying to sell right now, right? I mean, he had a good situation, and he just couldn't produce. And he has no metrics to back it up, right?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Like 2 years, if their situation is the same. If the situation changes for the better on year 3, I'd hold. If it like Begley said, it's a great example. Jerry Jeudy, his situation changed, and it wasn't a small change at all. He's going from a poop turds quarterback to a Hall of Fame quarterback. That's a huge change.
Yes.
Chase Claypool, you got to think he's either staying roughly the same or his situation's getting worse. Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger's a Hall of Fame quarterback, but Ben Roethlisberger at the latter half of his career, he's closer to the poop turd side of things than Hall of Fame. So I don't think that situation at the quarterback changes enough to make Chase Claypool any better, worse if anything, in my opinion. But yeah, you're right with
even
that.
So though, Claypool, his archetype, man, at least the kind of player he's been since he's come into the league has been boom or bust, more bust than boom, honestly. And it's crazy because he's a huge target. I think he's like 6'4", he's over 200 pounds. He has the great build to be one of these dominant possession receivers. He's got speed, but I mean, Roethlisberger just wanted to throw to Deontay Johnson. Deontay Johnson has been great for the last few years with Big Ben there, and Claypool he'll give you a couple good games and then he'll kind of just fade away, and everyone kind of gives him a pass because he's young. But I don't know, man. I don't love him.
Yeah.
So it's mine.
Guess Chase Claypool's weight.
208.
I'm going to say he's 224.
238.
Man.
Yeah, that's a big boy. But that being said, like with the whole, time management celebration last year, he's got a little. Looking so good for him.
Yeah. A fan has. Do we answer that sufficiently? We said what, 2 to 3 years if the situation and the metrics are there.
2 years if his situation has not changed. Give him 1 more year if there's a significant change to the situation that can benefit them. And that's where I'm at.
Goni, do you agree?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm on board with that.
Mike Williams is like, he's the outlier, right? Like he's the guy that played with Phillip Rivers opposite Keenan. Took him 5 years to get there. I mean, he's he rewarded patience, but I don't think most players are like Mike.
He got dinged up a whole lot over that time. He missed a bunch, well, not a bunch, but like games every year here and there. And I don't know, man. He just couldn't really stay healthy too much. So
yeah, he's kind of what could have happened to Devonta Parker, but didn't. Parker went the other way. All right. A fan has no name.
Game of Thrones, I see.
Great name.
He has an interesting question. He says it's a 12-team, 1 quarterback, half-point PPR. And he received a trade where he's giving up Madison and Cook, so the Vikings backfield, to get Lockett, a 2024 mid to late first, and a 2025 first.
Nope.
So, I guess the implied question is, do you think Minnesota's out of juice? Or do these guys have a lot of utility?
Now, here's my thing. Tyler Lockett, go ahead and just stick a fork in that man. He's feast or famine as it is. He lost Russell Wilson. He's second fiddle. He's getting old. He's not worth it. And then you're going to get a bunch of dart throws in late drafts. It's not worth it. You know what you're getting in Dalvin Cook, a top-tier RB1, not just an RB1, a top-tier RB1 who's under contract for another 2-3 years. Then you've got Madison, who's if he doesn't take over after Dalvin Cook, he's going to be a workhorse, he's going to go somewhere else and be a successful workhorse. So you're giving up essentially long-term. I'm going to call out, in my opinion, I think Madison is an RB1 when he moves on, or Dalvin Cook moves on, one of the two. You're giving up an RB1 now and an RB1 later for a guy that's probably not even going to be a WR2 this year and some dart throws. I'm passing on that one.
Goni?
I'd consider it. I wouldn't want Lockett. This is strictly based off of if your team is not a contender and you want to try and make the youth movement. Like I always say, if you're not in the top 4 teams and you want to consider getting younger, you're not just, a move or two away from getting yourself a championship or so. I'd consider the 2 first-round picks but I would also want a younger piece than Lockett with more upside. Like Wayne said, you can stick that in the trash. He's, as a Lockett owner, as we've been for the last couple of years, he's given us some great games and he's given us some turds. Looking forward to a whole lot more turds this year sitting on the bench for us. And I would want a younger piece, but I would definitely consider the 2 first-round picks if I'm moving towards a rebuild.
Yeah,
So that's what I'd do.
I agree. I do it, but I would even take Claypool over Lockett, right? I mean, there's a host of players I would take over Lockett here.
Yeah, he's at least got the years on his side to try and be better.
Yeah, agreed.
So, John Mark Malden asks, how many more RB1 years will Mixon have? He's 26, but he's also signed through 2024 with a great offense. Would you rather have Joe Mixon or Breece Hall in a late 2023 second? I think he's trying to justify hanging on to Joe Mixon. He wants to know how productive he's going to be over these next couple of years as he's signed for the next 3 seasons.
I'm thinking we're all going to agree here. Beggs, do you want to go ahead and hit it first?
Yeah. Okay. So I guess I'll take the first one. How many more RB1 seasons does Mixon have? I'm going to say I think he's got the potential to have 2. I feel like I could guarantee 1. 3 would be best case scenario for me. You guys know, like I'm not super high on Breece Hall. He got drafted to be in a committee. I'm not sure he's going to quite get the third down work. I like Joe Mixon personally, but I can see the other side of it too. I like Joe for 2 years.
I think Joe, we can lock in 2 years of RB1 status barring injury. I think there's a decent possibility that he could do it for 3 years. I hate when people throw in late picks not in the first round because they very rarely come up to be anything. So those are in my opinion, when people start throwing second, third, fourth round flyers at you, they're trying to quantity you into making the trade. So for me, this is a Breece Hall for Joe Mixon straight up trade. You cannot make that. You know Joe Mixon's going to be an RB1 this year. There's a very good possibility Joe Mixon's an RB1 next year. Breece Hall is not going to be an RB1, probably not an RB2 this year. I think he's got the talent, but like Begley said, he's in an RBBC, and he's on the New York Jets. So I hold on Joe Mixon and tell that dude to take his late second rounder and put it where the sun don't shine.
I think with Joe going, and I'll let you wrap up here, but I think Joe Mixon's a lock for 1,100 yards, 8 tutties, and 50 targets in the passing game. I mean, to me, that's enough insulation to keep him in the RB1 conversation. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm in there with you boys. I think 2 seasons is a safe bet for him to continue to be productive as an RB1. And I mean, the offense is clicking. The man gets a ton of opportunities. I like it. I'd hang on to Mixon as well, and I would just ride him until you can't ride him anymore.
Yeah, agree. I'm gonna have two Reddit questions here. I think one's a quick hitter and one's an interesting one. K Buns 311, huge Patriots fan, says 12 team, 1 quarterback PPR. He's giving up Mike Evans. He's getting Gabe Davis in a mid-23 second. Gone, I gotta let you take it.
One more time.
Giving up Mike Evans, getting Gabe Davis in a mid-23 second.
Getting Gabe Davis in a mid-23 second.
Giving up
Mike Evans, man. Mike Evans for Gabe Davis in a mid-2023 second.
Is this thing working?
Lord have mercy.
Not
Mike
really.
Evans. Mike
Not
Evans.
really.
Gabe Davis mid-2023 second.
What's the composition of his team?
We don't know.
We're in a vacuum, man. It's a 12-team PPR.
He really hates the fact that he's going to say Mike Evans right now. This is what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you got to take. I don't like it. I don't love it at all. I really don't, man. Like Mike Evans for me is one of those guys that I hate. I hate him in fantasy just because his games are all kinds of wonky. His hamstrings are similar to that of Julio Jones's as he gets older. And he scares me, but he's so productive and he's so consistent. There might not have there's no receivers in the game as consistent as Mike Evans. I mean, the top 2 or 3 that kill it every week, the Javonte Adamses and those. But man, I guess Mike Evans. I'll ride it out for this year and reap my 1,000 yards and my 10 tutties.
Do you want to know why? Do you want to know why you're doing that, Goni?
Because Tom Brady, that's the only reason.
No. Here's why. Because when that dude tried to throw in a mid to late 2023 second rounder, that's crap. He's asking you for Mike Evans for Gabe Davis. That is not a good trade. Gabe Davis is we're going to put him around 30-ish in where we have him ranks. And that's
he's
generous.
Not
me and Goni buoyed him. We had him around 30. Me and Goni have him just outside WR2. But we all had Mike Evans in WR1. We all believe so essentially he's saying, hey, can I get your 10th ranked receiver for my 30th ranked receiver? Oh, and by the way, I'll throw this flyer in for you that you can just cross your fingers and hope it's something good. No, if it's not a first round pick, they're giving you a dart throw. Keep Mike Evans.
Yeah, dude. Mike Evans did it with Ryan Fitzpatrick. He did it with Jameis, and he did it with Tom Brady, man. Like, he's almost quarterback proof. Go, Mike Evans. It's not even close. Gabe Davis hasn't done it yet. You haven't seen it.
No.
Man.
Yeah, no. He's not proven. He's not proven at all. Mike Evans is all the way proven, and that's just what it is. Keep Mike Evans. God. Straight up, and this is coming from the guy who drives the bandwagon.
Goni's so hurt right now.
No, dude, it's the smart thing to do. It's not enticing enough. If you made it a first rounder, I'd probably think about it a little more. But Mike Evans is the right play there.
All right, here's the second one. This one to me was an easy one, but I want to hear what you guys had to say. Minshew Mania Boat says PPR. Would you trade James Cook, who just got drafted by Buffalo, for Tony Pollard if I'm a contender with Zeke? So are you trading James Cook from Buffalo for Pollard as the handcuff to Zeke on a contending team?
You like James Cook? I'll let you take it, Goni.
No, I'm not. I'm hanging on to James Cook.
Yeah.
I don't need Pollard. Pollard's not enticing to me. Zeke doesn't get hurt. The man tore his PCL last year, and he still played. You're going to get some spell work out of Pollard, a few carries a game here and there. Sure, he's explosive, and people are going to talk him up and this and that, and just daydream about what he could be if he has the workhorse role. It's never going to happen. They're going to ride Zeke out forever. He doesn't even get the goal line work. Tony Pollard doesn't get the goal line work. He's going to get a couple catches out of the backfield. James Cook at least has a chance. There's a pathway in the future, not necessarily this year, but there's a pathway for him to get to be the number one running back. He was drafted to catch balls out of the backfield, and I just like the future upside better for him. So I would hang on to Cook.
I would.
Why? You would not. You would go Tony?
He's a contender.
Let's hear it.
He's a contender right now.
Okay.
He's not hanging on to somebody for potential upside. He's keeping a handcuff. If he's a contender now, and heaven forbid Zeke does go down, then he doesn't lose anything because Tony Pollard is going to come in and give you the same amount of points that Zeke was. He's proven that. Tony Pollard has proven that he can get you the same fantasy value that Zeke does if Zeke is not playing. If you're a contender now, go ahead and give me the handcuff, the safe bet in case Zeke goes down. James Cook, yes, if you know Zeke's going to be healthy all year, James Cook has a better pathway to more fantasy value than Tony Pollard. But if you're a contender now, play it safe, take the handcuff. Because Tony Pollard is I don't know. Probably the second best handcuff in the NFL.
Yeah, easy.
I'm not calling the Browns backfield any handcuffs or anything, or the Broncos or anything like that. I'm talking about, like, I think Alexander Mattison is the best handcuff. I think Tony Pollard is the second best handcuff. If you're a contender this year, I'm playing it safe and I'm taking the handcuff.
Yeah, I agree with Wayne, man. If you're top 2, top 3, and like this is security, it's insurance. You want the starting running back for Dallas, right? Whether it be Pollard or Zeke, you want that backfield locked up. To me, I think you can get Pollard in like a second for James Cook, right? In a vacuum, like, would you guys give up a first round pick for Tony Pollard?
See,
No.
that's exactly where I was going to go with it when you guys were done. And when you phrase it like that, I don't think anyone's paying a first rounder for Tony Pollard.
No, I think it's a good move, but I think you need to get Pollard plus. But I think it's a good move in theory, but you need more. I wouldn't do 1 for 1.
You should be able to get more. If it's a dynasty, you should be able to get more. I'm just saying, based solely off the fact that you're already a contender. If you want to play it safe, there's absolutely no reason that you can't get more for James Cook for sure.
Yeah. Pollard's not going to be re-signed in Dallas next year. He's going to be somewhere else. So, I mean, you don't think there's a chance he can go somewhere and be a starter?
I mean, possibly. I don't know. You know how things shake up in the NFL. It's entirely possible that he gets a starting job somewhere, but it's also possible that he doesn't. I mean, you never know. You never know. If you like the talent, if you like what you see with the talent, take him, because obviously if he goes somewhere and he starts, then you're going to look great. You guys are more conservative, I guess, in your approach to this, and I mean, it's a great idea. You're getting insurance by getting Tony Pollard to back up Zeke, especially if you're a contender. Me, I like to gamble a little bit more, so I'm gonna keep my James Cook and be there. But at the same time, like, I can't fault you guys, and that's sound logic as well.
Yeah.
So we have one from John Hamlet III. He is in a Superflex dynasty, and he wants to know if you'd trade T. Higgins straight up for Kyle Pitts and a 0.5 tight end premium.
Yeah. Yes. Give me the premium and give me essentially a wide receiver designated as a tight end. I think Drake London only helps Kyle Pitts. I don't think he hurts him. Go ahead.
No, yeah, I'm piggybacking off of you. I think that's a great trade. Like, as far as like equal value,
it is a good trade. I mean, I like T. Higgins a lot, man. I think he's the Cincinnati's probably the only team this year, maybe the Chargers, who could support 2 wide receiver ones, maybe. But I like Kyle Pitts, man. He's a unicorn. 1,000 yards rookie season from a tight end is unheard of.
Doesn't happen. Doesn't happen.
He's a unicorn.
Yeah, dude. Tight ends take forever to break out. They take forever to come along, develop, all that good stuff, and be productive for fantasy. And it's like we've mentioned before, man, it's the positional advantage. If you have one of the most dominant tight ends in the league for the next 5-10 years to come, you're going to be doing great things, especially when you're getting extra points for every catch they get. And
tight ends can do it for longer than wide receivers can do it. And Kyle Pitts has that ability. He's just a freak of nature. That is a very even trade. I'm taking Kyle Pitts in that one. I'm with both of you. I got to take Kyle Pitts in that one.
Yeah.
And wide receivers are a dime a dozen. We always say it.
Yep.
You'll find another one.
You will. You'll be fine. LT Gray, 98.25. The Tiger has a good one. I'm really curious to see where you guys stand on this one. Wayne, I'll let you have first crack at it. 12-team PPR. Team A, Justin Jefferson and a 23 third. Team B, CeeDee Lamb, Miles Sanders, and a 23 first. Team A, Justin Jefferson and a 23 third. Team B, CeeDee Lamb, Miles Sanders, and a 23-1.
Ooh. So Justin Jefferson and only Justin Jefferson, nothing else in that trade. Just Justin Jefferson on one side, absolutely nothing else. Just Jay Jetta for a 2023 one, Miles Sanders and CeeDee Lamb. That's a good trade, man. That's a good trade. You're asking for that WR1, WR2 guy for what do we think? WR8 and RB back end RB2 at best, at absolute best.
Maybe.
Oh man!
If they give him the ball.
Yeah, I saw an interesting stat the other day, man. That Miles Sanders averaged more yards per carry last year than Jonathan Taylor did. He just can't get the ball.
I'm doing it.
You're doing
Man,
it.
I thought he wasn't going to do it. I feel like Wayne's lightweight, a huge Justin Jefferson fan.
I love Justin
I don't know why
Jefferson.
I get that vibe.
I know. I love Justin. I think he's great. I'm doing it. It's all about the points. Your 2023 garbage that he threw on Jay Jetta, whatever, give it to him. You definitely lose points off CeeDee Lamb. Running backs are hard to come by. I just told you earlier in this episode that I think Miles Sanders has fallen off. But that being said, he still has fantasy value. It's just I don't think a lot. In 2023, those dart throws are a little more accurate in 2023. It's a great class for the 1 trillionth time. I do it for that first round 2023 in CeeDee Lamb, and Miles Sanders, in my opinion, is a cherry on top that has potential to be good. He's got potential.
Yeah, I'm taking the trade as well, man. Miles Sanders, in my opinion, he's got at least some upside. The man feels like he's been in the league for like 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, and he's like 24 years old or something. He's still super young. Why not him being one of those guys who can go to another team next year? Because I believe he's a free agent. I don't think they picked up his. Is he?
He's a free agent next year.
Yeah. So I mean, he'll be an unrestricted free agent. He'll be able to pick the team of his choosing. He might be a starter there. He might not. But I mean, CeeDee Lamb, we're kind of looking for the breakout this year. We'll see if we get it. And then in the future, we don't know who's going to be Jefferson's quarterback over the next few years.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins is going to be there this year, next year, and after that, it's kind of just a mystery box. So I guess we'll find out. I'll take the package.
Yeah, I will too. I mean, even though Miles Sanders burned me last year, I mean, it's in the possibility for CD to be a top 5 receiver, right? I mean, that's absolutely a possibility.
Yes.
His stock is never going to be higher than what it is now with Amari leaving. So, yeah, you do it. I feel like you grit your teeth a little bit, though, right? Like when you hit things.
Justin Jefferson, I mean, he's shown that he's an absolute monster, and he's very young and can probably be a monster for another 6 years. But yeah, you got to take the package here. You're trading a WR1 for another WR1 plus a RB2, mid RB2 potential, plus that 2023 spicy class in the first round.
Yeah, agreed. It's B. All right, go ahead, go.
Deli Meeks has a trade offer. He will be sending CeeDee Lamb the 2023 first round. Actually, it's 2 2023 first rounders. And CeeDee Lamb for Allen Robinson, Debo, and Javonte Williams.
Wow.
Hard pass.
You're keeping CD in the 2 firsts?
Yep.
I'm sending them away personally. Go ahead, Wayne. Let's hear why.
No, I get it. I mean, who was the receiver? Debo and Allen Robinson, and then Javonte.
Yeah.
Allen Robinson, I'm fading this year. Debo is not going to do what he did last year again. He's still going to be a solid WR2 in my opinion, but he's not going to do what he did last year. Allen Robinson, I didn't even have in my top 30. I know Goni's high on him. I'm not high on him at all. Javonte Williams is going to have decent fantasy value this year. I faded Javonte this year as well. CeeDee Lamb is the best receiver in this trade, obviously. I feel like if you have 2 2023 firsts, you have a very good chance of hitting another person that can get the volume that Javonte Williams will get. I'm just 2023 first. That just hurts. That's such a good class. If it was this year, if it was 2022s, send them. But I can't give away 2. If it was 1, then definitely like if he I would do the trade if it was CD and 2023 first round for Javonte and Debo. I would do that. But I don't think Allen Robinson for me is not worth, because you got to think that's kind of what it is, right? He's throwing in 2 receivers, so he needs 2 picks, right? I mean, I can't give up every juicy piece of that 2023.
I'm with you. I totally get it. But at the end of the day, 2023 draft picks are still, there's still an uncertainty, right? Every player you're getting is it can produce and is likely going to, right? Like, first of all, go listen to our wide receiver rankings if you want to hear a good breakdown on Debo. We even got Goni to admit that Debo is a really good player.
I'm a believer now.
I think he's a dude, man. Like Trey Lance or not, I think he is a dude. We all know what Javonte is. And right now, the going price for Javonte is probably CD plus, right? CD and a 1 for Javonte and, kind of a side piece. Let's say Javonte and Allen Robinson for CD and a 1. That's about the going price. So then is Debo worth a 1? Absolutely. It's a no-brainer for me. Allen Robinson's a Pro Bowler, man. He's finally got a good quarterback. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I didn't have him ranked in my top 25 either, but I think there's a path.
Yeah, no. Send that. Absolutely take my picks and run with them. I don't want them picks anyways. This is a smash accept for me. Yeah. Allen Robinson, Debo, and Javonte. I don't care who it is in the 2023 class. When we get to 2023 next year, there will not be a guy that is going to outproduce Javonte at the running back spot next year. There's just not. He's going to be the man. He's going to be dominant. Debo is great. Debo is absolutely phenomenal. I'm not expecting a wide receiver 2 finish out of him, but he's an easy wide receiver 1. And Allen Robinson has been a wide receiver 1 with Mitch Trubisky twice in his career. He's getting the best quarterback he's ever had, and I think he's going to absolutely crush it. So I think he's got a couple more years of great production with Matt Stafford throwing him the ball. And it's just I'm big on trading away those unknowns. I know the 2023 class is phenomenal, and I don't fault Wayne at all for believing in that and wanting to go with the youth and the young guys there. But it's just they're still lottery picks, man. You could pick the one or the first or second turd out of the first 12 that come out. Just have some bad luck or something where, anything can happen. So give me those proven guys. They're studs, and that's what I'd go with.
Yeah, that's where me and you kind of disagree. I think you could definitely find another Javonte Williams in the 2023 class, and the odds get higher when you have multiple picks. So, I mean, that's just kind of an agree to disagree thing. That's definitely an opinion thing.
Yep.
Sure. So this one actually is a lot of people have weighed in on this on Reddit, which is very interesting. A lot of people on either side. A Miami Dolphins 11 says 12-team super flex, tight end premium. He's trading away DJ Moore, and he's getting ETN.
Wayne's never doing it.
Say it again.
It don't matter.
He's trading away DJ Moore. He's getting ETN. We don't know if it's standard PPR or half point.
Well, dang.
So let's assume PPR, and if half point changes your answer, let's just say it. Why don't you take this one, because Wayne took the last one.
Yeah, no, I'm with Wayne. He hasn't made his answer yet, but I'm with Wayne in taking DJ Moore. If it's half point, I mean, it doesn't really hurt DJ Moore that much. I think it hurts ETN more. I don't think ETN becomes the workhorse. We've talked about this before in our running back 2 show. I think he gets a lot of work in the passing game. ETN does. at least for the first year. He's still got to come back from his injury. He's still got to get acclimated to the NFL. He's still got to learn a new playbook under a new coach. And DJ Moore has been great. He just needs a quarterback. He still puts up great numbers. So give me DJ Moore. Give me the proven. And they're probably like the same age. DJ Moore is another guy who feels like he's been in the league for like 8 years, and he's only like probably 24 years old, 25 maybe.
That's because I've talked to him. I've talked about him so much. He's aged in your brain. Yeah, DJ Moore
in high school as a senior.
Yeah, DJ Moore's quarterback proof. I mean, he's consistent. He's on the field for you. He never misses any games. He's had nothing but terrible quarterbacks his entire career, and he's still been consistent. He is at his floor right now, and he is still a perennial WR2, and he is at his floor. His situation can only get better, regardless of what happens. If CMC is in, his situation gets better. If they get a different quarterback, his situation gets better. If everything stays exactly the same, he's still a perennial WR2. I mean, give me the consistency. Give me the guy that's on the field. Give me the guy that's quarterback proof. Give me the guy that's going to give you the same points regardless of what the schedule has, regardless of who's on his team, regardless of the roster makeup, regardless of the play calling. Give me the guy that's constantly giving you the same workload, and that workload is a WR2.
Wayne, I got a question for you on that as well. Does DJ Moore have Julio Jones syndrome, just where he doesn't score touchdowns? 4's his career high. He's done it a bunch of times already. Yeah, Julio Jones syndrome.
Well, the difference with that is the Falcons were getting into the red zone and just refusing to give Julio the ball. It was the most mind-boggling thing ever that they weren't using their best weapon in the red zone. The Panthers just don't know what the red zone is. I don't think they've been there in a while. They're really confused at what all those designs are on the far end of the field. I think if they have more red zone trips, I think DJ Moore has blasts into wide receiver 1 status.
Going to ask you a trivia question. I asked Wayne this the other night. Who's the only team in the NFL that's never had back-to-back winning seasons?
It's never had back-to-back winning seasons?
Huh?
It's got to be the Lions or the Jaguars, right?
Carolina Panthers.
Oh, that makes sense too.
So,
man, that's unfortunate. They made the Super Bowl too.
They went 15-1. Went to the Super Bowl. Got mollywopped to the Super Bowl.
Even against the Patriots way back with Jake Delhomme there too was the other time I was thinking they made the Super Bowl against the Patriots, and they, I guess, didn't have a winning season before that or after that.
Imagine that. Imagine the highs and lows of being a Panthers fan of Super Bowl sucking.
I think DJ Moore is what DJ Moore. I mean, sure, man. If they bring in a stud quarterback there, I don't like the odds of it happening. He's a wide receiver too. You can lock it in. I like ETN here personally. I don't know how I feel about Achilles injuries. James Robinson he actually tore his later in the year last year. So ETN is going to be that guy for, in my opinion, at least the first 3 games. He's going to have an absolutely golden opportunity to win the starting job. Doug Peterson, he didn't really utilize his backs a ton in Philly, but that could have been a Carson Wentz thing. I love ETN, man. I like the chemistry with Lawrence, that Clemson connection. He's going to have an opportunity, man, to win the job. It's him and Snoop Connor there. And I think if you can get an RB2 out of ETN, that's more valuable than DJ Moore, in my opinion.
Fair enough. But have you considered that I love DJ Moore?
Well, since you said that. He's an opportunity, man. We'll see. I like ETN. It's not close to me. I'm snap accepting that personally.
Boys, we got to wrap this up soon. I got 2 more for you, 2 quick ones in here. Brian Sint asks Davante Adams or Judy and Godwin in a half-point PPR. Dynasty, of course.
I can't wait to hear what Begg says because he loves Jerry Jeudy and he loves Davante Adams.
Yes.
I'm gonna let him answer. I'm not gonna give him anything to go off of. Hey, you take this one, man.
Judy and who?
Chris Godwin.
I'm taking Judy and Godwin.
I heard him.
You got two guys below 27 years old. Godwin cannot stay healthy, but I think if he can play 13 games this year with Tom Brady, I love Judy Russell, man. Maybe it's a little bit of hopium in my veins, but I think Judy can really produce with a quarterback. The half-point PPR is what made me stop and think. Full point, it's easy. Yeah, give me Judy and Godwin. We're praying for Godwin's knees.
Wayne?
We're hating on Chris Godwin's health, but I mean, it's not like he misses big chunks. Like, the most games he's missed in a season is 4. So it's not like he's like big time unavailable. Last year he was considered hurt. He was just hurt at the wrong time. Like, he missed 3 games. He left early in I think 2 of them. So it's not like he's like just completely unavailable most of the time. Like, he's available and on the field most of the time. But you're right. When you get Chris Godwin, go ahead and pencil in a few games where he's not going to be playing for you. To have Judy in there, in that Russell Wilson-led offense, I like it a lot. And that's not even mentioning age. I mean, Javonte Adams is obviously probably talent-wise, not necessarily fantasy-wise in my opinion, talent-wise probably the best receiver in the NFL, but he's also in the twilight of his career. Yeah, Jerry Jeudy, with Melvin Gordon going next year and Javonte Williams being the only guy in that backfield, I think they pass more. So I think next year there's going to be a lot more air work for Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton. So give me the youth and give me the volume with Jerry Jeudy and Chris Godwin.
One last note, Goni. Godwin's he's got an out in his contract after the 2023 season. You know, Tampa has nothing. Once Tom retires, Tampa's going to be in tank mode.
Yep.
So, you know, he's going to have an expiring contract that is going to be enticing to trade.
It hurts.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It hurts, but he's right.
I'm taking the youth either way, man. They're both young. They're both really good. Jerry Jeudy needs to show it this year, but Russell Wilson has shown that he can produce top 15 wide receivers on his team. So I'm looking for the breakout out of him. I'd take the youth over the Davante Adams.
Yep.
Boys, all right, last one. This one is from Golan Ben Amitai.
Oh,
sorry if I butchered that.
Way to end on a big one.
That's what it is, man. You can't hit them all. But he wants to know, who would you rather take as the first pick on a startup draft, 1 quarterback PPR? Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, or Jonathan Taylor? First overall pick in a startup dynasty.
Taylor. I mean, it has to be Taylor.
Yep. Jay Taylor, young.
Don't overthink it, bro.
Nope. Yeah, you're seeing what Jamar Chase did at the end of the year with his like 200-yard things. That's not going to be typical. He's a top 3 receiver, but running backs are at a premium. Jay Taylor stands apart from everybody else. If Christian McCaffrey's healthy, that's a different story. But lock him in for a top 2 year, and I'm only saying top 2 because I'm assuming Christian McCaffrey's going to be healthy. If Christian McCaffrey goes out, Jay Taylor's number 1. Running backs are at a premium. Wide receivers, dime a dozen. Easy money.
Yeah, you get Taylor, who is a lock for top 10 running back for at least 3 to 5 years. I mean, 5 obviously being the top end, 3 being the minimum. I mean, is
that what you meant by 3 to 5 years?
His rookie year he was RB6.
So you guys would rather have the 3 to 5 years of a running back of his caliber over a wide receiver of either, Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson that's going to give you guaranteed, like, say, 6 to maybe 9 more?
Yeah. Yeah, you can find a Jamar replacement at that time.
Yeah, dude. I mean, this guy's a lock for 300 carries, man. I mean, the offense
That's fair. I mean, that's the only reason why I'm sure he's asking is just the longevity of wide receivers in a dynasty. I guess that begs the question.
You've got 4 or 5 drafts to build solely through the draft, or you've got 4 or 5 years to figure something else out as far as trades go. Jonathan Taylor gives you plenty of time with a locked-in RB1.
we've all been in a spot, right, where you're trying to hunt for a running back in Dynasty, and it's like pulling teeth, man. It's
terrible. It's the worst thing ever.
It's miserable. Lock down your running back spot.
Lock it down.
Oh,
that's it. Q&A number 4, episode 5 million, I think is what we ended up counting to. Keep the questions coming. They're great. We got the Facebook up now, Mad Fantasy Football. Please drop a like on that. You can send us your questions on Facebook. You can post them on the wall. Whatever you want to do, we'll see it. We'll get to it. Reddit, mad_FF_podcast. Get a hold of Begley on Reddit. Ask him some questions. If you see him in a thread, holler at him. Tell him that he's stupid and that me and Goni know everything. Email us, madffpodcast@gmail.com, or please on YouTube, Mad Fantasy Football Podcast. Please subscribe to us on there. We would greatly appreciate it. We are on Apple Podcasts. We are on Spotify. We are on Samsung. We are on Amazon. If you want to drop a follow there, we would greatly appreciate it. As always, until next time, Mad Mob, have a good one.